A lot of people have put books together on, coffee table books for different types of barns and how pretty they look on the landscape and their aesthetic value. And that's largely a function of what types of people were living in those areas, and maybe what some of their ancestral heritage, what they brought with them over from possibly Europe, especially here in the Midwest, where most of the original settlers here had some sort of European heritage. So barns, just like the Europeans, came over from various places in Western Europe and moved right along with those people as they moved west across the United States, from New England to Illinois to further on west to where they finally settled. So barns do have a certain aesthetic value, but I think first and foremost people should understand that barns look a certain way because of when they were built, where they were built, and what type of agricultural practice was happening there, and also who built them. Our family's barn back home is essentially not a remnant, but the kind of the end process of those evolutions of barns as they've moved from the East Coast United States into the interior, into the Corn Belt. The major type of agricultural practice that was happening at the time that our family's barn was built was sort of a mixed farming type of existence, where every farmer had 60 to 120, 130 acres of land. They would farm those acres, producing various types of crops: corn, soybeans, wheat, hay, alfalfa, those types of crops. They all had a few beef cattle, a few milk cattle, some had hogs and sheep. So our family's barn was constructed to help that style of agriculture be supported. The barns that we see today, and even storage barns for that matter, storage barns for implements have had to become bigger. You see just various, gabled roofs, machine shed types of structures that have been built to house the larger implements that farmers have today. So really the barns that we think of in our heads, the barns that you see in the coffee table books or at my parents' farm or scattered across the countryside, are essentially useless to today's modern farmer. I think a lot of people in my generation and even earlier than me, they're going to be some of the last members of those families who have grown up in those rural areas as we've gone off and found greener pastures elsewhere. Outside of agriculture, is only less than 2% of our nation's population today is involved in any kind of agricultural practice. So it's going to be part of my memories of growing up on a farm. It'll be sad when it finally goes. It's going to even be more sad when my family isn't on the farm anymore and someone else is living there, or maybe someday it's just completely gone. So I think it's just like anything else. We'll look back on it as a time in our country's history where we had these types of features on the landscape, but times change and the features on the landscapes change.